Game number 1 coming up on Dragonshire. We got the Taiwan tournament with Team Crossover against Please Ban Zeratul. Fantastic team name. Apparently created after a Zeratul player created a void prison that caught an entire 5-man and led to a team wipe. So we have Team Crossover on the left side with Mr. Chief on Malthael. We currently got Benjamin on Hanzo, Mr. Smile on Anna, Patrick on Anubarak, and Zonda on Sonya. And for the first time in this tournament, we have Please Ban Zeratul, Democracy on Malfurion. We got Scroll on Muradin, Denny Wang on Chromie, Zola on Reyna, and the Am on Dehaka. Right, so now that we're heading into this, again, there is, to my knowledge, some Korean players in here, Taiwanese players, and maybe even some Chinese players. So the Taiwan tournament, it's more like of a big group stage that we have with 3 teams. And of course, so far, Crossover has done a pretty fantastic job as they already went up against Luna Meow in an earlier series and were able to take them down with a 2-1 victory. This is still a best of 3 that we are seeing right here. Crossover this time in blue. And again, ace in the hole for Jimmy as a level 1 talent. We also talked a bit about Chromie. We have her again with the deep breathing. It's kind of cool to see people like Scroll, for example, again in play over here. And yeah, top side, the Sonya versus the Haka setup that we now have on lane there. It's kind of cool to actually see this. I'm a little bit curious what the bans were. I unfortunately don't know that, but I would really like to know if on the Taiwanese and Korean side, when we're seeing those teams play, if heroes like Rexa are having the same priority that they do in Europe, for example. So there's that. But yeah, with all of this set up now, we got Democracy and Denny Wang down here. Now keep in mind, if we have in the future a few more tournaments from the Asian region that I can get my hands on, I will definitely try to do exactly that. And then cast those games too. So we'll see if we have a little bit more content from different regions as time continues. I mean, occasionally we dabble over into North America, of course, a little bit. But yeah, so let's see. I honestly think that Please Ban Zeratul is also a little bit of an homage to Please Buff Arthurs, which of course was one of the Taiwanese teams where Zola played for. So he's also on this team, and that was always kind of neat. They were the ones that made the life of some of the North American teams a living hell, especially, if I'm not mistaken, at the mid-season brawl back then. Big control from Crossover in 2 of the shrines now, and the red team is starting to fight back on it. But they gotta be a little bit careful, so off we go. At this point, they're gonna make the play right here. Scroll is another one, by the way, of those old players that came over for this one. And you definitely recognize a couple of the names here, I would assume. So a lot of these guys have been part of HGC in the Asian regions, on the Chinese, on the Korean side. So yeah, that's definitely that. So for all the fans of those Asian players, might be a little bit of a deja vu here. Strangling Minds coming in as level 4 talent. We got the Malthael setup, of course. Malthael is, by the way, not sitting at the top side. They got 2 of those. It's a pretty melee-heavy setup that they're playing here. So we have 2 brawlers. Actually, you could argue that we don't have a real full tank here either on their side. I mean, Anubarak is probably the best one, but he's more of a dive tank that tries to initiate a fight. And there are quite a lot of tools that they could use in order to get a good initiation going later on. Anubarak with a deep dive, having a Hanzo arrow coming after this. First blood comes in as Sonya gets murdered. She might not be the only one. Yep, there's the kill against Malthael, and that is a double kill. First 2 kills in the game. They're trying to go for the counter kill against Scroll at the bottom of the map. Dehaka is there. But as this particular gank attempt is not working out, let's take another look at the double kill that just happened towards the top. The root was perfect for Malfurion, the quick kill against Sonya, and then Malthael gets caught too. So that's an easy double kill here for the team in red. Please Ban Zeratul already taking 2 kills and a slightly inexperience, which translates into an early level 7 talent. It's a bit unlikely that this is really going to make a big difference here, this early in the game. Definitely doesn't hurt though. Already we got the Feeding Frenzy. We have for Dehaka, by the way, the Tissue Regeneration and the one who collects. Good stun. Is that going to be the first kill for the blue team? They're trying. And the kill against Jimmy. Big dive by Malthael, and they're able to lock that kill in. This was Jimmy. He's down. And there's that. So now top side, also the next setup here. Off we go. There's a couple of different plays that the blue team can obviously now make too. I mean, when you're talking about Malthael, for example, it's going to be interesting to see what his level 10 choice is. Because oftentimes the standard talent is still last rights, but we've seen, especially in the European scene, also quite a fair amount of Tormented Souls. And if you're running an Ana with that, then you can also nano boost it too. And depending on the amount of CC on the other side, there's actually a chance that a nano boosted Malthael is absolutely ripping you apart. And here we have, I mean, we got the Stormbolt, we got the Drag on the Haka, we got an Isolation, so they have a lot of tools. So if he actually gets nano boosted, Malthael that is, if he goes for Tormented Souls, then there is a chance that he's not going to get a lot of value out of it, depending on the cooldowns that are being held back, and if they can stun him out. So it's definitely going to be a little bit of a game of chicken, who uses the cooldown first. But technically speaking, oh, that was a bad move here on the timer. That didn't really work for them. That could have been some damage, but Chromie didn't connect anything here. Malthael still part of that mix of the rotation between the two lanes, since Sonya has taken over the top lane, as mentioned previously. But now we have a couple of additional camps on the map that are about to be grabbed. Level 9 versus 9. Not a team, no team was successful in grabbing the objective just yet. Yeah, but a bit more damage right here. Danny Wang is just a perfect name. I like that. I like that. Oh, scroll! Oh, and he jumps out pretty quickly. Yeah, rumor has it that when he looked for a stage name, Johnny Sin's second choice would have been Danny Wang, or Johnny Wang in that case, the American version of it. But went for Sins instead, and I appreciate that, so yeah. Now we got the Avatar in, we got Reyna's Raiders, level 10 abilities on both sides, and it's the Dragon Strike, baby! Yeah, there we go, Dragon Strike and Tormented Souls, and Malthael is already coming in and gets the kill! Yeah, you need to control that bad boy. He's trying to go for another one, good damage against against Muradin, but not enough. But Hanzo has followed up with a kill in the middle of the map as he went for Chromie and took her down, so good for him. Same time now towards the top side. What are we going to get here? Yeah, there's Zonda with a play against Dehaka. Can hold on to this. Channel? Nope. Not happening. Not happening just yet. Wow. Dodged easily. If I was Chromie, I would be a little bit pissed right now. I'd be like, seriously, bro? Seriously? Like, time trap? Hey? Okay, so with that now, we have our move through the middle, apparently, as they're trying to take this one down. And let's see what they can go. No timeout, by the way. Gnome speed ahead over here. Yay! Already very excited about this one. And yeah, Chromie's always excited. I mean, she always is, isn't she? So, yeah, down at the bottom of the map, there's actually a big push with those siege giants. You have a double setup at the front, and there's nothing that Scroll can do about it. So it's a pretty cool setup that we have. A two-pronged attack, one push in the middle with the Dragonite, and the other one at the bottom. They actually take their time with the Dragonite. I like that a lot. If you have a Dragonite, way too many teams in the lower levels and in the amateur scene YOLO it out way too hard, don't realize how much time they have with that thing, and that even just using the Dragon Breath throughout the entire duration of it will give you mad value. So they get a lot of damage done in the middle of the map, and at the same time they've done a lot down at the bottom too. Now there's the setup, and again, they're not really controlling Malthael. There's no stuns against him. That nano boost on him is absolute money. They're doing a lot of damage with it. Now they didn't get a kill yet, but Muradin gets murdered. Dragon Strike comes out too, going full on for the memes, and Jimmy is just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nicely done here. That's another double kill for the blue team. 5 kills against 2 now. Team crossover. Looking sexy. Yeah, they're looking strong right now. They got the level 13 talent on board. Malthael is nearly done with the quest on level 4. So is Hanzo on his level 1. And in the middle, the fort has fallen. Good start into the game for them. So, well played. Yeah, now down to the bottom of the map. Another camp is also getting attacked here. And I gotta say, with the nano boost on Malthael, you need to keep some of these stuns. I mean, of course you need to play around the inevitable end too, but at the same time, well, there's always, if you don't really control him, that nano boosted Tormented Souls is going to absolutely murder you. So, yeah, there's that. Yeah, by the way, for everybody that didn't watch the first series, there's also some, I mean, on the Korean side, on the Korean server, there's a couple of really top players over here. So we had the number 1 and number 2 already present in some of these games. So it's a little bit of a mix and match when it comes to the skill levels here, but most of these guys are pretty high up on the ladder, for what it's worth. I mean, obviously it's all only worth so much, since that doesn't not necessarily translate into a competitive environment. Just to give you a bit of an idea of what you're watching here. Oh, the beam strike again. Gets some damage in, zones them out too. Dehaka gets attacked here. Jimmy might be in trouble as well. Oh, Dehaka is down. Mirrodin is barely jumping out. And that was a 4 versus 5, I might add. So, no level 13 talent during the battle for Police Ban Zeratul, but it was still a numeric advantage that they were running here. Towards the top, we have now a big approach from Team Crossover to drop another wall. They're doing exactly that. But holy hell, so much happening here right now. Level 13 talents gives also the Revitalize right here. As they're trying to go for the next Siege guy in camp here. Good zone out from Manubarak, I like it. Anchoring the play of the team so that it can slow them down. No chance for Police Ban Zeratul to invade the position. So that was actually well done by them. And as all of this happens, Sonya is still taking the fight to the top fort. Now the Haka is finally starting to take that, but the Dragonite even gets snuck in the middle, so they're sneaking this one in too. I mean, they're controlling this from start to finish now. Another camp is taken by them as well, and now they can, I mean, they pretty much eliminate every single fort already. The only one that's still standing is the one up at the top, and that is incredibly low too. So right now, this is a problem. They're locking down Mirrodin, and they're gonna try for the kill. Yep, there is Ana going for the sleep dart. Scroll is trying to get away. No chance lands. He's dead. And now they have an opportunity to come still down through the middle and take this one down. Sonya's actually peeling off already. She's moving to the top side. Is trying to take the fort down now finally. But this keep here is, I mean, it's pretty much toast, right? 7 kills against 2, heavily ahead. 3 levels ahead, pretty much. Talent ahead, 2. And looking strong here, like really strong. 24,000 damage now for Jimmy. At the same time, he's the top damage dealer for the team, whereas Hanzo is looking at 37,000 on his end. So there's that. Yeah, 17 against 14 right now. And now the fort topside has fallen too. Yeah, so things are starting to look a bit nasty for the team here. This is not going to be an easy recovery. The game isn't over yet, but I'm not quite sure what exactly they can do at this point. So they'll have to try and bring this back somehow. There's the kill against Dehaka, and Jimmy is down too. Dehaka down, Jimmy is down. They're trying to go for Scroll, and goodbye. It's a triple, baby, and that allows them to go for keep now as well. Easy peasy setup right here as they're trying to make the move. Go through the middle, drop that keep, and maybe go for core as well. Obviously, death timers are not really all that high right now because we're still super early in the game, but they're trying to do what they can here. And I mean, just look at this setup. We're 12 minutes in and they're already starting to go for core. So they're doing a ton of work at this point. This is actually getting bonkers. Yep. Zonda needs to be a little bit careful here too, that he doesn't get caught by Chromie. They could do some, they did do some damage to the core, but with death timers being this low, they can't drop it right away, so that's a little bit of a problem. Right, down to the bottom of the map, Benjamin is now sitting there, trying to do a bit, I mean, again, they're trying to get a bit more experience by just pushing this out, but outside of that, they're obviously trying to play around the talent advantage that they have. I don't really think they can use it for the next fights, and 16 is so close for Please Ban Zeratul. So there's still a chance for the red team to come back, but of course there's no doubt that they are really struggling to find a foothold in this game. But one fight on level 16 could change that. Maybe not completely, but there's already the Cocoon. Nano boost, and there's the kill. He's trying to go for Chromie too. Saves her. No, she gets wrecked as well. Uses the inevitable end easily to make it work. Scroll is trying to push out. And there's another kill against Mirrodin. Yep, that could just be the beginning of the end. They're on the run now, trying to move away here. They go for an easy kill on Jimmy. Dehaka is already dead. And that's a 5-man wipe, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take another look at the nice dodge and the Chromie kill. Nano boosted, Malthel is moving in, and then with the inevitable end, he dodges the Chromie ult easily for him, gets the kill there. So that was actually well done. And of course, this is going to be the final nail in the coffin of Please Ban Zeratul in this first game of the best of 3 series. As they go for core, they should be able to end it here. Then again, we're still only 14 minutes in. Maybe with the low death timers they have a chance somehow? I don't really think so. This is gonna be it. Game number 1 not really successful for Please Ban Zeratul. They tried, but Team Crossover just a little bit too strong, and that is a game. GG, and well done as Team Crossover takes the first win in the best of 3 series. Second game, Infernal Shrines is the map, and again we have Team Crossover in the lead. Going up against Please Ban Zeratul, and on the left side for Team Crossover, you got Mr. Chief on Malthael, Mr. Smile on Anna, Zonda on Zul, Benjamin on Greymane, and Patrick on Johanna. Benjamin likes his Greymane, doesn't he? First series that we had with him, he played it quite a bit. Now for Please Ban Zeratul on the right side of the map in red, we have Scroll on Garrosh, Danny Wang on Kalthas, Democracy on Alexstrasza, the AM on Imperius, and Zola is going for Sergeant Hammer in this game. Yeah, Alexstrasza is in the setup too. Got Kalthas and Hammer. So time for the Fire Mage. Ashalanore. Salami mit Käse. Okay, either way. There we go. That could have been a kill. That would have been a bad start for them if they lose Malthel right away, but the aspect of death is still alive and kicking, so good for him. Obviously there's a lead now for Team Crossover, so let's find out if they can make it work in game number 2 as well and take the series with a 2-0 lead. Considering that this is more or less like a group stage style, if Team Crossover takes this fight, then it means that they more or less win this, and the next match would be simply for second and third place between the two teams here. But yeah. With this, we have also Alexstrasza, so if you go for the Dragon Queen setup during the Shrine time, you obviously get a huge amount of control that normally translates into you getting quite a bit of an advantage on the points. We'll see if that works for them. Same time now, we have still an attempt to go for the camps here. It's pretty early in the game, so now that the 1 minute mark has passed and the camps are spawning, we have both of the teams trying to go for the Khaldor on their side, and oftentimes then the fight over the third one is gonna happen. So there's just time for the teams to move down to the bottom of the map and try to get this one locked in. Got at level 1 the advanced artillery this time, and yeah, control has already been established. Problem with Sergeant Hammer so often is that in the early game you are struggling a bit with the mobility since you don't have your hovering siege mode on level 7 yet. Once that talent tier is achieved, then it's a little bit easier to just reposition and have an impact in the team fight. So I suppose that we are going to see Zola on Sergeant Hammer just wait that out a little bit until they have that. It could always affect the first Shrine fight. That's always like the bit of a setup. Normally most of the Shrine fights for the first one, they happen around level 6, and if you can push it a little bit further, you might get level 7, but it's usually not really the case. So level 7 would be the big one. I mean, obviously we have the siege tactics already in, so there's that. Standard build for Kalthas with the Mana Addict into Netherwind at this point. Still the push at the bottom of the map here as they're trying to make the play here. But so far it's just like a pretty laid back opening. Nobody really going for any big plays just yet. Level 4 is ready for both teams. Shrine is activated. And again, as said, it's usually about level 5, level 6. But if they can push it to 7, that would be fantastic for Sergeant Hammer to just have more of an impact in this battle. Yeah, Jojo needs to be a bit careful. Benjamin and Greymane in his normal form can obviously do some work down at the bottom of the map now too. He's really opening this up for the fountain. He's a bit of a nuisance already here. It's like, damn, they're heavily focusing on this. Kalthas is not happy about that. So, yeah. Let's see. Okay, comes in. Yeah, Benjamin is Greymane plays. We've seen that a few times now in this series. Up at the top, they're not really looking too much for that fight. Instead, they're just trying to find value at the bottom of the map. They take the entire wall down. They're trading into this pretty easily. apparently they don't want to go up against Sergeant Hammer, even with the level 7 talent not being ready yet. Yeah, there's a big lead, and Alex Straza is going to be able to secure them the rest. So this is going to be a Punisher in the hands of Please Ben Zeratul. So the blue team gives it up, and they're simply trying to get as much damage at the bottom of the map as they possibly can in the attempt to get ahead, even more so than the Punisher could bring the red team. And that isn't too shabby. They didn't take the fountain down, but 50% nearly on the fort. That's not bad. It's actually pretty decent. So now we have the move straight into the middle, regardless. Bit of a different setup for Zul too. Zul, of course, the master of wave clear on this map. Arcane Punisher comes in, but they're still trying to fight it. Level 7 talents on both sides. There's by now also the hover siege mode, and the lockdown, and the kill against Benjamin. First blood, Greymane goes down, and boom! There's the kill against Malthael. Yeah, nice setup. Good fight for them. Good start into it too. So they got the two of the damage dealers eliminated. Now the big push through the middle in the attempt to take some of the structures down. Taking the fort would of course be fantastic for them. Blue team has done a pretty solid job at the bottom of the map, but it's more or less a question of whether or not they can hold on to the fort in the middle now to see who comes out ahead after this first one. 2 kills against 0, and in we go. Comes again, now set up. Greymane is starting to jump in. They get the lockdown. Already Danny Wang gets thrown out by Garrosh. Good for him, but Sergeant Hammer falls. Zul just slicing and dicing here the entire time as he makes his play. Oh, and Scroll goes down as well. Scroll eliminated, and that's 2 quick and easy kills for Team Crossover as they now start to focus onto the lane experience and the camps. So they have an easy setup on the camps towards the right side of the map. Nobody that can really contest this. Sergeant Hammer and Kalthus are now coming back, but the camp is stolen. They provide vision over the wall and can do a bit of damage onto the fountain over here. On the left side, we have an easy grab on the minions, on the mercenaries as well, and they can do the same thing at the bottom of the map too. So it's actually a pretty cool lead that they have now. They get a bit more pressure on the lanes, they get the experience on the camps, and they have established more than a half-level lead, which will very quickly lead to an early level 10 ability, and that could help them to push, for example, the bot lane and take that fort down. So this is what they're gonna try and do. A little bit of a poke against Sergeant Hammer. There's a level 10, and this should easily mean that the fort goes down. We got the bullet this time. We got the bullet, again the nano boosted Tormented Souls as we've seen in the previous game already. This time with the setup through Johanna and the Blessed Shield. And on top of that, also the Poison Nova. But yeah, that's an easy one now, as you can obviously tell. So there's absolutely no problems for them with the level 10 ability to take that down. Well, I might have spoken a little bit too soon. They weren't really decisive enough, so the level 10 kicks in for Please Ben Zeratul as well. And it was definitely a prudent decision to just move back, but they still have a poke available, and now with the next minion wave coming in, they should actually get it. I mean, Benjamin wants it, you can tell. I mean, he's sitting there, there's the engage! Oh, and the kill! Scroll is about to go down to 2 eliminated, the big invade, and yep, nicely done. They're making the play for Imperius, and he dies as well. That's the maximum sentence right there. They just lost everything. The fort and the heroes. Look at this engage. Coming in with the perfect setup here. They get the quick kill against Sergeant Hammer. Following it up with the kill against Garrosh. The fort falls in the middle of the fight. And that was just absolutely great. That's an aggressive start. I mean, Team Crossover has been dominant in this group here. Completely. They've been doing such a good job. For sure. So, yep. They came in. They dropped, I mean, honestly, the closest series so far was the first one, Luna Meow. And they were able to drop them, but here they're just dominating. I mean, game number 1, they crushed. Team Crossover came in and just murdered on Dragonshire. For a couple of seconds, it looked on the first map as if they would be able to finish in 12 minutes, which wasn't really quite the case, but they just dominated from start to finish. And now we are looking at game number 2, and Please Ben Zeratul is already struggling again. And they started this with a double kill. They actually did really well at the beginning. They got the first Protector, they got the kill against Greymane and Malthael, but now it's a little bit more tricky for them, it seems. So again, here comes the push, trying to make the play through the middle. Next Shrine is also now activated, but here comes the Nano Boost. This time they lock him down a little bit. Scroll is in trouble. He's not the only one. That could be the... Oh, he's trying to throw them out, but he dies, and so does Imperius. And... Oh, oh my god! Oh, they are shitting on them. 5-man team wipe, baby. The entire team gets murdered. Look at this setup. What an unbelievable fight. That Poison Nova did work. Absolute work. They got everyone here. They dropped Alexstrasza towards the end, but now the entire setup is wide open. 10 kills against 2. What a slaughter. A nano-boosted Malthael with Tormented Souls can be such a force in a fight if you don't have CC to lock him down. And he just came in and absolutely crushed with the help of Zul and the Poison Nova. Yeah, now the play against Johanna, though. They might have stayed a little bit too long, but the rest of the team is already helping out. Zul is in the meantime just shitting on the top lane, taking the fort down too. Johanna has now fallen at the bottom of the map, and yeah, that's at least 1 kill against them. So this could be what helps Please Ben Zeratul to win an objective, but the fight isn't over yet. And Garrosh, hello? Again, it's Malthael. He comes in with 1, he comes in with 2 kills, he looks for more. They're taking 3, and they want more than that. Boom! There goes the last 4 kills. And are they looking for... Yes, 5-man wipe again. Oh my god, they're wiping the floor with them right now. Absolutely wiping the floor with them. Look at these fights here. Jesus. They're absolutely crushing them. They're demolishing them right now. This is absolute nasty what we're seeing at this point. 15 kills, 2-3. Nano boosted, Tormented Souls. A huge force in this fight. And there's so much more that contributes to the kills here. They're just murdering. Behind that, you have Zul that chips in with the damage. It controls the rotations between lanes and puts macro pressure onto the red team. And they are struggling to find any kind of opening here, as you can tell. It looked like they might have a chance, but now all of a sudden it looks like another kill against Imperius is not out of the question. He barely survives as he moves back. Malthael has in the meantime taken the Punisher that now moves to the bottom of the map. Zul is already sitting topside, just absolutely destroying that lane and the structures. Rest of the team is pressuring the middle a little bit, but now makes a rotation towards the bottom of the map. They have pretty much a 4-level lead at this point. The stats advantage alone is crazy. And on top of that, they have a talent advantage over their opponent as well. This is getting a bit bonkers. 37,000 damage for Greymane right now. And yeah, Greymane is just crushing. Again, the nano-boosted Malthael on the prowl here, looking for victims. And it is not looking good for Please Ben Zeratul at all. At this point, I wouldn't be so much worried about Zeratul, honestly. I think there's plenty of other heroes they should be worried about. Another kill, a double. The front line is dead, 11 minutes in, and all of a sudden the core is under attack. Death timers might be a little bit too short here, and as Malthael falls, so do the hopes of Team Crossover to finish the game right here. But they did the damage. They dropped the keep, and that is more that teams can use. Oh my fucking god, Benjamin, calm down. What the hell? That wolf is just a massive badass. Nearly gets another kill in. And they are doing work on that core. 70%, less than that actually, on the core, and we are 11 minutes in. Please ban Greymane. That's what we're talking about right now. Zul is all the way up at the top again, and it's this constant siege that's happening. They're still 3 levels ahead. It's 18-4 that we're looking at here. It's nasty. Good damage on the top side, keep now too. So they get a catapult into position for this one as well. They're taking the opponent's camps away. I mean, they pretty much have full on map control right now. They have full control here. They took every single fort down, they dropped the keep at the bottom of the map, they have access to more or less every single camp, and they can force another fight. And that's a choke point situation. Gotta be careful there too. Yeah, then again, it's only 3 versus 5 now, and Greymane might die because of it, and indeed he does. Yeah, Anna and Malthael weren't there yet, so, well, they got 1 kill, but, well, they got the nano-boosted Malthael, and that's a kill. They're looking for number 2, and they're gonna get it. Yes, Sergeant Hammer is going to die. They want more than that. The hammer got dropped, and now they're going for Danny Wang. Garrosh has also fallen. Alexstrasza helps out, but this is an absolute bloodbath. 21 kills to 5. They're looking for more. They have the camp pushing. Here comes the Bone Prison, and Alexstrasza is about to get dropped as well. All those thick thighs don't help you in a situation like this. Another keep gets obliterated. And they could either try for core or at least go for the keep in the middle. And it seems like they are eager to end the game here, make this a 2-0 victory, and secure themselves the top position in this group stage tournament style. Bottom of the map, Malthael has already pushed it out. They tried a bit, 57% on the core only, but holy hell. What a game. What a dominant performance by Team Crossover. They're murdering. They're absolutely murdering here. 16 is in. That gives us a giant killer. The seasoned soldier over here now too. But we have level 20 against it. 3-level advantage and they have storm talents already. No one can stop death. Never have truer words be spoken. In this game, this is definitely the case. 6 kills against Sergeant Hammer. 6 kills against Garrosh. Imperial Zeta is... Oh, no, no, not in choke point, no! Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5-man wipe again! And of course, this is going to be the conclusion of the game. They are crushing. Team Crossover, ladies and gentlemen, with an absolute flawless performance here in this best of 3 series, our second series in the Taiwan tournament. They go for core and they finish. Please ban Zeratul, who just did not have a chance in this series. GG and well played as Team Crossover locks in a dominant victory against their opponent in this best of 3. Well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.